Vivica, darling, what are you doing here? Peddling false eyelashes, huh?
David, love, where did you get the new hairpiece? Surely you don't make anything that clever.
Still my lover, huh? But now don't be embarrassed because I caught you at a fashion show. I used to butter up the designers, too, when business was bad.
Well, if those girls are wearing a sample of your new eyeshadow, Lang Cosmetics is in trouble. My, what a sweet little dress.
Don't waste your ammunition, honey. My secretary, that's all. Shirley Blaine.
Sorry, love.
Vivica, seriously, darling, I've been watching Beauty Mark's stocks go down the last 2 months now. Well, since I always like to help a compatriot if they seem to be in trouble.
Mr. Lang, why don't you just go gobble up a pill company?
It isn't surprising, of course. You haven't hit with a really good new product since you pirated those French lipsticks 2 years ago.
Is that where you stole the silly eyeshadows?
I'll always think of you as the queen of cosmetics. But if things do get too bad, if you ever do need to get out of this crazy roller coaster business.
Oh, David, you innocent lamb. Are you in for a surprise?
Excuse me, Miss Scott. I think you dropped your program.
Instead of the little black dress, this marvelous brown that does things.
Oh, yes, how silly of me. Of course I did.
The costume does for the line.
Bye-bye, darling. I'll send flowers to your funeral.
And brainstorm.
Sorry, Lieutenant. Carl Lessing. I never heard of the man.
Mind taking another look?
Well, I never met him either, as far as I can remember. Now, why would I?
Well, you know, he wasn't actually a scientist, like it says there in the paper. You know, really, he was just an assistant chemist.
You mean over at Beauty Mark? I read faster than you might think. Well, I've been there a few times, of course. I mean, after all, Vivica Scott is one of my oldest and dearest friends. So it's quite possible that I've run into him sometime or another. Oh, but really, Columbo, look, this is one of the biggest businesses in the country. I mean, there are literally thousands of chemists in cosmetics. Now, why you should come here and question me about some unknown, I just don't understand.
Mm-hmm. See, I gotta pay that. One moment. That's it.
That's what?
Mr. Lang, the phone company tells me that you've only had this number for a few months and that it's a private number.
Well?
Well, I was sort of wondering why this Carl Lessing would have it. You see, my office told me that they found this number scribbled on a small piece of paper in Mr. Lessing's wallet.
Well, why the devil didn't you say that in the first place?
Well, I wanted to make sure first, sir. You see, even the phone company makes mistakes, and inasmuch as this number was the only thing about you that anybody found...
Well, yes, of course. I mean, it just never... Wait a minute.
Find something there, sir?
Well, there are a lot of young chemists in and out of here. You know, we pay the highest wages in the business, so naturally they come here looking for jobs. Just a second. Shirley, come in here a minute, will you?
We do know Mr. Lessing was expecting some money, and maybe a lot of money.
Now, don't get ahead of yourself, Lieutenant. I haven't offered anyone a job for months. Oh, Shirley. Look, have a look here, huh? It's not a very good picture, but there was a young fellow in here the other day, maybe once before. I didn't have time to talk to him.
Doesn't look familiar. Lessing?
No, that's the wrong name. But he was about, well, average height and curly hair. It was something like Johnson, Jefferson, maybe.
Oh. Well, you may be right, sir, but you didn't ask me to fill out a card on him or anything like that.
And that's all that there was. I'm afraid I didn't hear anything he said, Lieutenant.
I'm very sorry, sir, but you see, I'm so busy, I don't have time to notice everyone who comes into the office.
Why would he change his name?
If he was already working for Vivica, she demands devotion from her handsome young men. Oh, I don't mean it in quite that way, no. Well, protocol, discretion, who knows?
Still can't figure out how he get your private phone number.
Unless he looked at it, Lieutenant. just as you did. Sorry I couldn't be of more help.
Well, me too, sir. You see, this Lessing was up to something, I think. But this cosmetic stuff is such a complicated thing. I mean, all this top secret research going on and people spying on other people's products. So, I thought maybe you could give me some clue.
If you're questioning the American system of free enterprise, Lieutenant, you've come to the wrong place. Besides, here at Lang, we don't need to bother with that sort of thing.
Just one more thing.